Hey, it's Damon DiMarco here for CreateX3.com, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about meditation and the role that it can play in your creative life as an artist, especially during times like these when we're all kind of self-sealed inside of our little quarantine bins. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, I just thought of something. Yeah, to wetter days. Vipassana. In the Pali language, which is the sacred language of Theravada Buddhism, Vipassana means inner seeing or inner sight or special sight. I read that online. I don't speak Pali. In Vipassana meditation, you don't really try to control the mind at all. What you really try to do is just notice it. That's all. You sit and you notice it. I like to do it in the morning, first thing. Get out of bed, get the coffee, put the coffee on the nightstand, and then I do this. One of the easiest techniques in Vipassana is called Anapana, which means watching the breath. When you meditate with Anapana, you just place your attention on the breath and you just watch it, that's all. And one of the things that happens is that you realize that you don't have to pay attention to your breathing for breathing to happen. It just happens naturally. So the breath comes in and the breath goes out. And sometimes if you're watching it enough, you start to say, ooh, that was a deep one. Oh, that was a shallow one. Wait a minute, I'm holding my breath. Wait, no, I'm not holding my breath anymore. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. And as you're doing this, thoughts will start to come into your head because that's what happens when we're human, we think. And you can begin to notice those too. Ooh, got to do laundry. Oh, I really want spinach. Wonder whatever happened to her. Oh, I've got a great idea for a story. God, I love typewriters. Yeah. And so on. When we sit and then just observe our breathing and observe our thoughts, we begin to notice that thoughts are kind of like breath. They come from nowhere and they go nowhere. And so we don't really have to even work at them, right? They just kind of come and then they go and then they come. God, I love typewriters. And then they go and then they come and then they go. And rather than get really attached to them, caught up in them, we can just kind of let them come and go. And it just keeps going on like that. When you start to meditate regularly, is that your mind is just chattering all the time. Michael Singer wrote a great book called The Untethered Soul, and he says that this voice in our heads is kind of like a crazy roommate. It just keeps going blah, 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 blah. And after a while, we kind of think that the roommate is us, and that the roommate is in charge, and we start to believe everything that the crazy roommate says, but we're not the crazy roommate. We're us, we're different from that, and we can detach ourselves from that and get a little bit more space and a lot more calm. When you just sit with it and you go, okay, then you just kind of develop a kind of a detachment from it. That's cool. Keep chattering. Go for it. They have used Vipassana in prison settings in India and here in the United States. And what they've found is that when prisoners learn to meditate and do it routinely, their recidivism goes down dramatically. The instances of violence in the prison go down dramatically. I'll put a link to all this down to the bottom here so that you can check it out for yourself. It's pretty impressive stuff, all from sitting still. That's incredible. One of the things that I like about meditation especially is that you can practice it anywhere, at any time. It costs you nothing. You don't need any special clothes to do it. You don't really even need to train to do it. You just have to have a general idea of what it is that you're doing. And you have to practice. It's like anything else. Some days it's going to feel really easy, and then some days it's going to feel like really hard. But sometimes when we're meditating and we feel really bad about it, we're finished and we feel awful about everything that came up, we're tempted to think that it's not working, but that's when it is. That's when it is. Don't judge it. Just let it be what it is. I use a YouTube video, and I go for a 30-minute session, and I'll put a link to this video right down below. All this does is it plays little bells every 5 minutes. And what the bells do, they bring you back to yourself if your thoughts have been wandering. So you'll be sitting, I close my eyes, and breathing, watching the breathing. Time becomes elastic. Thoughts can become very potent and powerful. They can be very distracting sometimes. Just go back to the breathing. Wherever you are, just go back to the breathing. If you find yourself distracted, go back to the breathing. When the bell goes off to say, hey, 5 minutes have passed, it's just a gentle reminder that you can go back to your breathing wherever you are. That's it. And at the end of the 30 minutes, you'll know that that's over because they'll play 3 bells. They play 3 bells at the beginning and 3 bells at the end. It's very effective. It's very simple. You don't really think that it's working. And then a couple of months go by and you realize that you look back and you go, there have been some magnificent changes in my life and I didn't even notice it. That's the power of it. Like a plant, it's growing all the time. We just don't notice it because it's growing so slowly. It's moving, but we don't see it. And that's us. We're growing all the time too in ways that we probably aren't even aware of. But the more we kind of tune into that growth and pay attention to it, as opposed to paying attention to our phones and social media and all these other things. Not knocking them, but it's equally important to pay attention to us because this is our lives. This is what we have. This is our time. The more we do this, it's amazing. Your creativity just starts to open up. Suddenly, whatever your thing is, if you're a writer, an actor, a dancer, a singer, if you're an entrepreneur, your level of energy is generally a lot higher, more relaxed, and things begin to move through you in different ways. All I can say is give it a try, especially right now with COVID-19, keeping everybody kind of locked inside. It's a good idea to get out if you can and maintain social distancing and exercise if you can, but it's also a really good idea to go in and kind of have the experience of just breathing. That's all you ever have to do in life is just breathe. You don't even have to do it. It'll be done for you. We're really not in charge of so many things. Just breathe. Just let yourself be breathed. Give up. Surrender. Let it be. And then when the 3 bells ring, you can go back to being upset if you really want to. So give it a try. If you like this video, please click subscribe here somewhere. It's down in one of these things here. And come back and visit createx3.com. We're posting new content, new videos, new articles all the time. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay creative.